Vince Montero here, and welcome to the next video in the series on how to create all the different campaign types in Amazon ads. I've already covered in previous videos all the sponsored product ads and all the sponsored brand ads, including video campaigns. And so now I'm on to the sponsored display campaigns. In the previous video, I did contextually targeted already, so that means ASIN based or category based. And now I'm going to get into the audiences, which is kind of segment-based campaigns, similar to DSP offerings, which is kind of cool that you can now use kind of DSP segments using sponsored display. Now, this is a more advanced campaign type and is only available if you are brand registered. So make sure you are brand registered, and then you can watch these types of videos and learn how to get them set up. But first, let's take a look into Amazon and see where these placements might be visible. Now, in previous videos, I've actually logged into Amazon to let you know where these campaigns might appear. But today, I just wanted to highlight that sponsored display, actually both contextual and audiences, are also available off of Amazon. So I just wanted to highlight really quickly here this section, and I'll show you where you can click on this in the campaign builder. But sponsored display audiences use Amazon's shopping and streaming signals, and I'll explain that later, to help you reach relevant audiences. Your ads may serve in placements on Amazon homepage, the detail pages, which look like these two right here, but also Twitch, Amazon Fresh, Whole Foods Market, as well as other third-party websites and apps. So you really are targeting both within Amazon and outside of Amazon with these types of sponsored display ads. And this one that I'm going to share with you in particular is really beneficial for kind of the outside external marketing. Now, these campaign types are ones that I only suggest that you run on products that you've already tested and you're doing well on. So let's take a look at how to set them up. All right, within the account, we're going to go ahead and just click on sponsored display. Again, as in previous videos, I already have the campaign name saved. So you're going to want to follow whatever naming structure you have. In this example, I know that I'm creating a campaign for a mountain rack, which again is a bestseller, and I do only recommend you try these with bestsellers you have data on. Trying these with brand new products is just not really profitable. This is a sponsored display campaign, and again, this is the audience's version. So I'm going to go ahead and leave all these as they are. Daily budget's $100, which is fine. I'm going to switch out the ad group name to the same as the campaign name, since we only advocate one ad group per campaign. Again, bid optimization, I'm always going to switch this over to conversions, because really that's what we want to optimize towards when we're bidding upon Amazon ads. Is we want to optimize for conversions, actual sales. Again, I did mention you could do a video. I'm not going to do a video in this series because I've done a couple of video ads already for sponsored brands and they're very similar. So we're just going to leave this as here because we are going to use an image. So again, I'm going to be doing the mountain bike. So I'm just going to search for that, and it's the rack for the mountain bike, and the best seller is the double pack right there. Now, when something is low stock, I don't recommend you launch campaigns right for those types of products. I happen to know that the stock is on the way, so I'm not as worried, but general rule of thumb, don't launch campaigns for low stock. Again, contextual targeting is the last video that I did in this series about sponsored display campaigns, but we're going to go ahead and click into audiences. So right away, you see a couple different options right here, and you also see, similar to the last time with contextual targeting and similar products, there's already some pre-filled things here. So to Amazon, they look at their audience segments, which are pre-built segments built by lifestyle, interest, life events, and in market. Now, they mean different things, different types of segments. And if you wanted to learn more about that, you can go ahead and click on that. And it doesn't really explain great detail. It just says what each one is. In market audiences, basically people that have things that are in the shopping cart. Lifestyle is, people that are shopping for different things. They might indicate that they're foodies, sports enthusiasts, techs, and so on. Now, this is important, but when you're building your campaign out, that's when you're going to see what type of audience segments are available. Besides audiences, there is remarketing, and I'm going to do a separate video on these because I really feel these are actually separate things. Again, when you're talking about custom segments, which is here, versus remarketing. Remarketing is really kind of just finding these people that have already either viewed your product or have actually already purchased your product before. So these are very specific types of segments, whereas these Amazon audiences, it doesn't mean that any of these people have viewed your product or purchased your product before. So that's why I like to create these as two different campaign types. So we're going to go ahead and X out all the remarketing ones because, again, I don't think they are the same thing. We'll use these in the next video. We're going to click on the Amazon audiences. And then again, you have the different options that you have here, different segment types. And again, you can hover over each one and it does explain it. But you have to look for something that's relevant to your product. So this is a bike rack. So you can see that there are some categories or some words here I've already put in here. So maybe it's a fitness enthusiast. Maybe it's exercise bikes. Maybe it's wellness. The one that I have found that has worked the most in the US is just cycling. People that are actually interested in cycling. That is going to be the people that are probably going to be the most relevant to this particular type of product, right? And there's also biking, so I'll do both of these. So right away, cycling, I can see the only one that's available segment-wide is in market. So there's no lifestyle, there's no other category here that's available. It's just in market. So if you wanted to, hover over each of these again, people whose shopping activities indicate they are likely to purchase cycling equipment. So again, this is not necessarily equipment, but it is related to biking and as well as accessories. So people who are searching for or shopping activity indicates they're likely to purchase cycling accessories. So kind of both of these are relevant to, to this particular product. I'm going to go ahead and choose accessories. And you can see the reach is quite massive. 300,000 to 350,000 potential people that are in this particular audience segment, okay? So the other one that I said I was going to search is just biking. So we'll see if there are any other segments available. Nope, besides in market. All in market, in market, in market. So there's no lifestyle. The other, 4 audience segments that I mentioned before aren't really here. So it's best to just search for what's the most relevant to your product, and then you'll see what kind of segments are available. So I do remember being in here before, bike racks and stands. There we go. So this is a bike rack. So people whose shopping activities indicate they're likely to purchase bike racks and stands. Again, very, very relevant to this product. So I'm just going to add both of those. Now, bike racks and stands is a much lower potential reach. That's fine because we've got this other one that's much larger. And again, this is why I say you should really only do this type of campaign for a product that has, proven itself, because this can be quite expensive. So you want to make sure that you're doing it with a product that is going to sell. Now, you could, if you wanted to, go with a logo and a headline, and basically you'd have your product image, your logo, and then a headline right below here. But I always like to go with the image because image works the best. Turn off headline and turn off logo. So we're literally just telling Amazon, I just want to go with this image of, the product obviously in use. And I do know that this particular image is the highest converting, again, because of previous tests. So that's what I'm going to use for this particular campaign. So hopefully that goes through, and it has. Perfect. At least I think it has. Yep, it says it has. So once you are, done with that, make sure that you are checking these campaign types probably a little more often than you would your other campaigns. Again, as you saw, the audience segment is quite large. So this is a campaign you're going to want to check on maybe every few days. Whereas other campaign types, I say you can check maybe once a week. You're still in data collection mode with this brand new campaign, just like you are with all PPC campaigns. But again, this one can really run up quite quickly. So, and your only control for this one is the actual bid, because the drawback in this campaign type is you don't get to actually turn off any kind of ASINs as you would in the contextually targeted one. So the contextually targeted one that I did in the last video is probably more accessible to more types of sellers. And again, this is a more advanced campaign type. So keep an eye out for the next video, which I'll be covering sponsored display, the remarketing version of this. Make sure you're following our Trivium YouTube channel so you can get updates on videos like these.